Hello everyone, and welcome to the 5-minute GenAI jam session. So this session is really going to be a bit different than the previous ones today. So first of all, it's going to be a really condensed short session, and it's going to be hands-on, so really practical. So we will build a chatbot as introduced in Dataiku in a matter of 5 minutes. So really fast and really straightforward. So here at Dataiku, after work, we really like to go out with our colleagues. And sometimes we like to go for karaoke. And I was working on a little something, and I was thinking about why don't we build a chatbot as a little fun exercise to help us pick the right songs and decide on whom to sing with or where to go. So let's have a look on what we've already got. So first of all, we need some information around our fellow Daikers and where they are located, what is their singing voice. So just a couple of examples. And in the first step, we're ultimately concatenating that data to transfer it into one sentence so it can be processed as a natural language by an LLM. So simply doing that with a prepare recipe in a couple of clicks. And then that data set with the concatenated information of our colleagues, their singing voice, and their location, we just sync it into a folder. And in that folder, we first of all have that document of our colleagues, but we also have along PDF documents, like internal documentation, if you want to call it like that, on famous sing-alongs or famous karaoke songs in general, or karaoke bars in New York City or the Bay Area, depending on where we are meeting our colleagues. So, we have all our data here, structured, semi-structured, unstructured. And in the first step, we need to scrape all the information from these documents to chunk it into text blocks and feed it into an embedding model to make it accessible and processable by an LLM. So how would we do that in Dataiku? So we simply use the text extraction recipe to scrape all the information. So we define a name of the data set, we hit create, and we just check these two boxes and hit run. So now in the backend, we're retrieving all the textual information from our documents, and in this case, it's just a couple of sample documents, but you get how this is supposed to be done in Dataiku. So as soon as this is extracted, and it's already done, we have basically for the different parts of our documents, like the document file name, we have the text of the text chunk that is retrieved. We have some metadata in terms of what is the page we retrieved it on, etc. for pointing towards a source when generating a response later on. So now we need to convert that chunk text into an actual knowledge base. And to do that, we can use the LLM Mesh in Dataiku and use the embed recipe. So we just leave the blank or the default name for the knowledge bank, click create, and basically just a few things we need to configure here as a baseline. First of all, what is the column in our data containing the text of the text chunks? It's the text column. We can also add some metadata, like the file or the metadata column, in order to, on a chatbot front end, filter down what documents do we want to include in answering a certain query. Do we want to exclude certain documents? Let's say when heading towards New York, and we only want to factor in the documents talking about karaoke bars and places in New York City. And basically, then we can hit run right away. And this is creating our knowledge bank. So to now convert that knowledge bank into an actionable front end, into a chatbot, we can use the Dataiku Answers plugin. And therefore, let me jump into the web apps section of Dataiku. So web apps are a way to build a front end in Dataiku, and Answers is a prepackaged solution you can use to accelerate the way you build a chatbot. So in this case, we need to hit Visual Web App and select Dataiku Answers. And we need to configure the solution. And this is a purely visual interface. So we can define a logging data set to keep track of all the interactions with the chatbot. So logging what our colleagues might have asked the bot in terms of songs to sing. We need to select from our LLM Mesh the connected LLM service we want to use to process the query itself. We need to point it toward the actual knowledge bank. So that's the one we just created in our project. We can provide some additional system prompts to guide the chatbot in the style, the way he is responding to our queries. We can provide like some metadata, like the file, to apply it as a filter on the visual interface or others. And we can provide some sample questions. And that's basically it. And now we can scroll down and view backend. So there we are. Our chatbot is deployed. So I'd say let's test it a bit. So why don't we start with the first sample question. So what should I sing if I want to sing something poppy and for a group sing-along? So let's just use that query and send it to the bot. So, nice, good song. So as we can see, if we browse the source that is provided as a document that was retrieved from the knowledge bank, we see, okay, this is in the knowledge bank tagged as a popular sing-along. So nice choice. Let's say I'm a bit shy and I want to not go on stage alone and I want to go for a duet. What could you recommend for a duet? Also a nice choice. And again, we see this is in the knowledge bank tagged as a duet, so it is grounded in some actual content of our knowledge base. Let's say I want to sing a duet with someone that has a really deep voice, like a tenor kind of voice. Like, whom from Dataiku should I go and sing with? Oh, nice choice, Chris Helmus. So he's tagged as a tenor in our knowledge bank. So let's say we meet in New York City in our office there and we want to go out for like a nice karaoke bar. So what would the bot recommend where to go in New York City? Oh, perfect. Gagopa Karaoke. That's actually right around the corner of the office in New York. So with that, I would like to wrap it up. And yeah, as you saw, we basically just built a chatbot in a matter of a couple of minutes. So looking forward to what you're all building with it, and enjoy the rest of the day.